welcome to Rauta. Today is a very serious day and everything's gone to shit. Oh, I'm kidding. Actually, we have a pretty good band here. Guys from various bands, particularly Perdition Winds, but also Ruins. Guys, you played yesterday with Ruins and today with Perdition Winds. What's the deal with that? Double booking.
Yeah. Oh, half of the band is the same guys in both bands.
Okay, let's just talk you.
Just convenient.
Let's just talk you in a little bit. First, what the fuck is Lie in Ruins?
Well, it's something that we initially founded 93 or something when we were like 13-year-old girls with me and Ronnie Sohari. We kind of Lie in Ruins was left in ruins for 10 years, and then early 2000 we kind of started again seriously. We started doing demos, and after that, so it's a death metal band.
A dark death metal band, one might add, and you have been doing kind of a sinister ways that stuff. How people over here, which is mostly black metal people, how they react to your music, which is not just happy and groovy and all that?
I mean, yesterday we played. I can only speak for myself from the stage, but it seemed that people liked it. I mean, and I know that this is more like a black metal festival, but it seems that people liked it, and after the gig, we got positive feedback. So I guess we blend in to this crowd as well.
All right. Today you had Perdition Winds, which is a little bit different. You also have a little bit different lineup, but not totally a different lineup. So what do you want to tell me about Perdition Winds versus Lie in Ruins?
Well, to make it simple, small black metal we play a little bit differently, but mainly in Lie in Ruins, Thomas is the one who's taking the lead most of the time and taking the charge, the songs when we go, and with Perdition Winds, I take more of the leads and melody parts to play on.
So actually, even if we are the same guys, we consider the whole two bands totally different bands. I mean, it's always Lie in Ruins or Perdition Winds. It's like we're not the same guys, you know.
Do you have to wear kind of a different role outfit to kind of get to the mood or something, or is it just like, okay, different band, different story?
Well, as a musician, as a guitar player, we have different roles. In Perdition Winds, Ronnie plays all the melodies and I play the rhythm, and in Lie in Ruins vice versa.
Yeah.
So in that sense, a bit, but you know, we don't need to get to a role when we rehearse or do a gig. I mean, we just do it as that band whenever it's time to play with either of those. Yeah.
Okay, now this is a question for Ronnie first and then you. How do you maintain this kind of a healthy relationship, having to see these same guys, especially you two, after so many years, like decades of making music with two bands and having these different roles in lead and rhythm guitars and still, you know, being able to be friends?
Well, we have basically been playing together with Tuomas and Tobias some like 17 years.
Almost 20 years.
Yeah. So, I don't know, with these guys pretty fucking easy, because usually I always catch up what they are doing and vice versa. They know what I'm doing, but if I'm playing, they know how to play with me, and same goes the other way around.
And the whole thing with the band stuff is that we're friends first and band guys after that. So I think that's the bottom line. I mean, we kind of tolerate ourselves without band or with the band, you know. So that's the thing. I mean, we're not like just a bunch of guys who went to a rehearsal place we knew each other before we started this band, and now that since we were already friends and we started the band, so it's natural. And these days I might add, you know, everyone's busy with the families and whatever, but we always find time to go to the rehearsal place, and that's like our own time.
Like you kind of
Yeah, exactly. It's like 2 hours per week or every 2 weeks. So we make the effort to do that.
And also, one big thing is that those few times that some member have changed one of those bands, we never search any talented musician. It's always like, let's see who we know from our friends who will come to the same place.
Yeah.
So one could even make the claim that it's like brotherhood before any kind of other musicianships.
Yeah.
Exactly, and I think that's the secret recipe. I mean, we've never had to fire anyone from our band or anything. It's just things go naturally when you're good friends and you do the band stuff. That's like a bonus.
All right, okay. Since we've covered pretty much your musical brotherhood ways of doing things, what about lyrics? Who writes the stuff? Who gets to decide what goes in, what is left out?
Well, actually, with Lie Ruins, it usually has been the vocalist, but as the last album, we all did.
Yeah, the latest Lie Ruins album, Floating in Diamond Streams, was like Roni Sahari. He wrote like 50% of the lyrics, but I actually wrote some lyrics for the first time ever, and Roni pitched in as well. So actually, it was the 3 of us. I mean, it came naturally, and but then again, with Perdition Winds, it's nowadays our singer Joshua. He usually writes those lyrics, but our bass player Joni also writes some lyrics. So that's actually what makes our bands a bit different, because the lyricists are different guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Josh is also non-Finn originally. He's, if I'm not mistaken, Arizona, United States.
Yeah, Tucson, Arizona. Yeah.
How much difference he brings to the game, coming from a totally different country, totally different scene, and then taking the part of the band, handling the vocals, and like reading like, what the fuck you had you guys written down?
Honestly, in my opinion, his nationality doesn't play anything. I mean, he's like, he's probably more of Finn than me and Rory, And he's just a good guy, and again, we met him before he joined the band, so we knew him. He was a good guy, and as a good vocalist, he can write lyrics. So that's a bonus if you want to get that guy in your band. And we got him, so it's perfect.
What do you require of making a good song? What are the ingredients writing for either of the band?
I think usually me and Ronnie write the stuff for both bands. I mean, we actually do these sessions that we, let's say at my place, we take guitars there, we have a couple of beers and just write songs. And after that, it's usually, it's a cliche, but it has to move you, You have to be enthusiastic about riff or song. And if we like it ourselves, then others need to like it or not,
Yeah.
So in a sense, it's a cliche again. But we write for ourselves, whatever we want to. We kind of write the music that we want to listen. It sounds like a fucking cliche, but it's still that.
But it's kind of like a double thumb idea.
It's like this too.
Yeah, usually when we have this session, every time we have one, there's one song after that session.
Usually, yeah.
Usually. I don't remember anything in the last 10 years that has been like left in the middle or not done.
But you also have projects beyond these two bands, which are also quite different. Ronnie, why do you need more bands than just these two?
If I want to play Niflheim style trashing black metal, I'm not gonna do that with the Perdition Winds or Lie Ruins, so then it needs to be done with another name.
What about you?
I'm in a couple of bands. For example, Corpses. First of all, those guys asked me to fill in to play a tour, and I kind of stayed there. And I think it's a different role, you know. I'm like a full force in that, but I'm like a player. I'm a musician first, and not so much as the primus motor as me and Ronnie are like in the other band. So I take kind of a different role, but I have a lot of free time, I guess. So
yeah, that's
I just fucking love to play music. So that's why I'm in all those bands.
That is what I was going to ask. Like, have you ever felt that okay, this is just too much? I cannot handle all of these, or it's like yeah. They give me 10 bands and I will deal with them.
I'm very seldom. It's like let's say sometimes in the 1 week you have like 4 rehearsals, but regularly it's like 1 or 2 rehearsals every other week, so it's not too bad. And my personally currently I wouldn't fucking mind, because if I go after work or something, I just fucking lie on my couch or something.
And now we have a penal moment. Lauri, get the fuck out of here. Onko te tiukka aikataulu?
Cheers, man.
What about you, Ronnie?
Miksi
You're also an entrepreneur, as a tattoo artist. You have a family, you have these bands. How do you manage all the time to put your creativity?
I don't sleep much.
You skip and sleep.
Yeah, actually I have a kind of sleeping problem. Occasionally there might be a couple of months that I sleep like 3 to 4 hours a night. So doing something at that time. If I notice I'm not gonna sleep, woke up, I'm gonna go to take my guitar and play something, make some riffs up that we can use later on.
But you know, in practice, it sounds like we're playing zillion bands, but it only takes like 4-6 hours of your whole week, so it's not that much.
Yeah, it's not much. And for example, I play bass in Lord of Bagator. I don't write any music for that. I just play what other guys have composed. So that's kind of different.
But you also need to rehearse for that. How you are able to put this into your band and also have the time to I need to create my own riffs and all that stuff.
For me, most of the rehearsing comes as I listening to songs, so I can remember it. If I can remember, usually it's pretty easy to play it also. If I forgot something, then I have to take the instrument.
And also I think we've been doing this for a long time, so I mean, whatever band you're playing with, whenever you're playing, you're rehearsing for whatever. As Ronnie said, when you listen to the song and remember how the song goes, you can just play it. I mean, I guess it's like the thing that after all these years, it's starting to pay off, you know?
Yeah. Okay, we're kind of running out of time here. We cannot really do 45 minutes. But anyway, I wanted to know, Ruins had an album not too many months ago. But what about Perdition Winds? When are we getting a new thing?
Yeah, actually,
just waiting to record.
I mean, we started to record something, but then we were actually lucky to get this gig today. So we kind of stopped the whole recording process, but after we're done today, I think after this interview, we're gonna go to the rehearsal place and start recording the next album.
Okay, now I want to have some...
Or maybe tomorrow, but...
We were supposed to start actually last summer, like a year ago, but then came this Corona stuff on.
So we have stuff worth an album, I think 8 songs or something.
Yeah.
So it's just, we just need to wrap it up.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, before we go on and let you do your business and all that stuff, if you get to pick one release of all your releases, like only one release, and you would need to recommend it to audience, start with that. Of either or any of your bands, Can you pick your favorite release so
At the
far?
moment, my favorite is Curse Eternal because I kind of like to play that shit.
Yeah, that is good one.
What about you, Thomas? What would
I
be your favorite?
need to say, I mean, with every band, I love all the bands, but my heart goes out for Lion Ruins. And the latest one, Floating in Timeless Streams, I think this is probably the best album that I ever did with any of the bands.
Can you
I
exceed
do
it?
agree.
I don't know, maybe we need to do shittier albums after that, but I mean, the thing is that even after almost a year, I still like the album. So I think it's a good thing.
What about you?
What about me? Well, about the live albums?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still think that is one of the best we have ever done. Maybe the best album.
I think it's let's just say it's the best one we did.
All right, and we will have hopefully an even better one after that.
And actually, there will be a shameless plug. There will be a split album with Lion Ruins and Graveyard, the Spanish death metal band.
Yeah,
Probably later this year. So we haven't been like just lying around.
Lying around.
when we did this last album, we actually recorded like 3 songs that didn't came up for this album because it would have been too long. So we just stored those, waiting for the splits or something else we can use.
All right. We need to wrap this up. So, what will happen for Lion Ruins and Perdition Winds in 2021? 2022, I mean.
22, I'm hoping that we get around to much more gigs. But for this year, for Lion Ruins, we're gonna continue. We've started writing new material, so we're gonna do that. With Perdition Winds, we're gonna finish recording of the next album. Next year, we're hoping to go play out to some gigs. And after that, maybe Ronnie gets to sleep, and I'll probably start another band or something.
All right.
Yeah, I still have a couple of projects going on also.
So always too many projects. Now this is a good excuse to start checking with some of them. Start with Lion Ruins, start with Perdition Winds, doesn't really matter. Or maybe go for Curse Eternal, doesn't really matter. All good stuff, more or less. So go with these recommendations by these gentlemen and maybe you will find some darkness in your heart. Meanwhile, Rauta asks you to click for their band's pages and check out the shit.
And also get a beer.
And double thumbs.
Double thumbs ups. Thank you, man.
Bye bye. Kiitos. Näillä on hirveä pakottava tarkoitus päästä Torchikille heti alkuun ja nyt me venytin tätä aikaa.
Lähdetään katsomaan olla ensimmäisen minuutin.
Mä voidaan heittää läppää melkein jälleen tahansa.
Joo.
Tää oli itse asiassa aika...
Eikö se ole aika lepposa, kun tässä jauhaa menee? Ei se niin vaikeeta.
No mä vedin eilen ja
Se oli aika kompakti. Ja oli vähän pakko tiivistä, koska mä tiedän, että nyt siellä alkoi soittaa.